Alright, we're back with some more SnowRunner. It has been a little while since I've played this game. Been playing some other games on my own time, so haven't really been progressing much outside the stream. And we just came from covering a different game called Rising Lords. It was fun to kind of take a little bit of a detour from, but now we're back with some more SnowRunner. Alright. Okay, so first off, do I remember how to play? Okay, let's switch back over to Russia, which is where we need to be. I'm going to go to the Drownlands first, but I'm not sure where we're going to need to be based off of what quests we have to do and everything, so we'll do that. I don't know where the different trucks are, but we'll just jump over into this truck for right now. So one game I've been playing in my own time is I picked up American Truck Simulator on sale on Steam. Been kind of waiting quite a while for that game, as it came out with not a lot of content and slowly has been building some stuff up. So I got into it at this point. It still has a lot of development needed. It's supposed to be United States, and they only have, let me think about how many states are in it. Not many. And many of those are DLC. You only get 3 free with the game, so yeah, they're a ways off. Okay, well, first off, what do we want to do? What quest do we want to do? So, as far as side quests, there's not really anything that I would want to do here, because these are all timed ones, and I'm going to hold those off till the end. Let's take a look at... Oh, I forgot with this game. See, coming from a different game, when I'm in the map for... See, I'm forgetting what the controls are and everything. Ah, got it. We'll get back in the groove of things. Okay, I mean, the controls are literally listed on the right there, but okay. Anyway, yeah, when I'm on the map in American Truck Simulator, time does not pass. Okay, so anyway, cycle of cargo. That is here. So, cement. Where would I get cement? Ah, okay, from the railway. So we might want to do this one with the truck that we have. Okay. I'll activate this guy. Okay, so that's on this map. This is delivered to the railway station of some secure containers. Where are those? Ah, over here. Okay, that one we're not likely going to do right away. We have some better trucks maybe in position to do that one. Okay, so I'll hold off on this one, although we should accept it so we know it's here. I'll stop tracking it, though. I'll track the other one. Start tracking. Okay. Let's see over here. Any of these. So wooden planks to order. That's on this map. And with the quest we're just doing, I believe we're going down to the sawmill, right? So this would be a good time to do this one. Unfortunately, it's 5 planks. I've already delivered 2. And without a trailer, delivering 3 is not going to really be possible. So we'll have to see on that. But, okay. That's on the quarry, so we're not going to be doing that anytime soon. This one's here. And you can pick stuff up from the rail station, it looks like, and then we have to deliver to 3 places. So a lot of stuff is going either from the rail station or to the rail station on this map. Okay, and then we've got the oil. I don't think there's anything else on this map. I believe this is going to be the 3rd map. That's on the quarry. So, yeah, let's just focus on the one we have selected. So we're going to grab cement from... it's still listing that other... Good. There we go. Grab cement from here, down to the sawmill, and then maybe we pick up wood while we're there, the planks. Okay. That's a plan. I do need a bed of some type, so let's go ahead and recover. Customize. I don't think there's any other changes I need to do here, although we could always double check. So engine, have the best engine I could have. Gearbox. I have balanced. I think this truck does okay with the balance. I don't know if we need the off-road. We are raised up on suspension. Tires, I think this is as good as we're going to get. Maybe an upgrade to a winch. No. Yeah, again, I think that's as good as it can get. Alright, let's just get a bed here. Flatbed will do. I also want to try out other trucks. I have collected a decent amount of money. We're up to 163,000 plus. So more than likely we'll be able to buy other trucks. But let's send this truck out on a job and we'll go from there. Okay, just to make things simpler, I'm going to skip time until morning. Okay, so what's our route to get there? Oop. Again, I'm forgetting the controls. Alright, so we come down this way. Now, I have knowledge of this map to know you really don't want to cross here. This bridge, it looks about as bad as it does on the map. It's sideways. You can cross it, but it's a little scary to do so. I think I would rather go down this path to get to the sawmill, so I think that's what we're gonna do. Okay. Let's go back. Okay, cement. Alright. Alright, come on, truck, you can do it. We were just peeking at the way earlier. I almost half want to just show you guys what that bridge looks like so you know why you don't want to go that way. But why go through the heartache? I think it's at this point we turn. I think I remember commenting on this before, but where I put that exhaust is actually unfortunate because it does obscure my vision quite a bit when I'm in third person. It looks cool, but okay, that was a definite spot where we could have flipped if I had played that a little bit more aggressively. I played it a little too aggressively, but we're doing all right now. Hey, fake TTV. Going pretty well so far. We just started. shaking a little bit of the cobwebs out because it's been a little while since I've played SnowRunner. Okay, have a good day. There we go. Okay, that was almost bad. I don't think I'm giving this map the respect it needs. I'm going a little too fast. And this road is... ouch. A little hellish. So I titled this stream Questing in Russia. I almost called it Questing in Hell. Yeah, that's a lovely pickle we've got ourselves in. I don't think there's anything to winch to over here. I mean, there's that, but that's just a bush, so that's not going to help. It's possible I can figure this out, but I think this is a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. I'm gonna pull into this direction because I think that gives us better chance of making it out okay. Okay, cool. All right, we're on the road. Yeah, so I talked about it at the beginning of the stream here, but I recently picked up American Truck Simulator. Been playing it quite a lot, so it is kind of weird coming back into this game. First off, because the controls are completely different. Now, you don't drive out off-road much. There's a little bit of off-road, but not much. But I've been enjoying it a lot. I might be showing that in the future as far as stream goes. Ooh. I have played Euro Truck Simulator in the past and was, you know, quite a bit of a fan of it. I did stop playing it. Well, it's been a long time since I played it, but coming back into things, I played enough of Euro Truck Simulator to really, you know, just know exactly what to do because the game's pretty much run the same. It works the same. I'm pretty sure that they've done updates with both games over the years. Well, not, I'm pretty sure. I know they've done updates, but I mean as far as like how the game functions, but... Okay, we're here. Alright, so this is this bit done. Again, I'm gonna have to get used to this game because of playing American Truck Simulator. So the controls I have set up, I play with sequential gearbox because I use the same controller I use for this. And the one thing that's going to throw me for a loop is if I hold in the brake in this game, I start reversing. In American Truck Simulator, it just brakes. It doesn't, my left trigger doesn't do anything else. It just brakes. So, okay, so... Oh, you know, this is a multi-parter, and again, I'm gonna get confused because in American Truck Simulator, right-click moves the map around. Right-click in this rotates the map. So I'm gonna get confused with the interface. I really apologize. In any case, we need to get over to the factory with the wood planks. So I figure we might as well do that. I suspect we're going to be picking up the concrete slab at the factory, because it seems like this quest kind of progresses you in that direction. Okay. So let's get our wooden planks. Alright, let me remind myself which way I'm gonna go here. Okay, so if I remember correctly, this way is kind of dicey. So, honestly, they're both probably dicey. I think this way is a little bit more what we're looking for here, so let's go this direction. This doesn't look like a bridge, but I'm pretty sure there's a bridge here. So, it'll be fine. The unfortunate thing is we don't get the planks from here, but that's okay. For that other quest. It would have taken me multiple trips anyway, as I do need 3 wooden planks. I might try out a truck after this one, a new one. I may stream a little bit of Euro Truck Simulator too, at some point. Depending on how that goes. As that game is a little bit more content-rich at the moment. I mean, it started with more content than American Truck Simulator, and it's because it's been out longer. DLC and stuff has expanded that. And I have a good chunk of the DLC, some of which I did pick up during the same sale that was going on for American Truck Simulator. Yeah, here's the bridge I was talking about. Just gonna take it easy because I do not want to plummet off the side here. There we go. I can also play a different style with one game to the other. Been having a lot of fun with playing it with the controller. I've never even tried playing it with, I have an Xbox One controller. I've never really tried playing the truck sim games with the controller before. It works really well. Once I figured out what I wanted to map to what buttons, and I've gotten it figured out in a way. Biggest hazards, it's really just the horrible state of the terrain. Every road is dangerous to a certain degree. Some of the side roads are crazy. So the one side road I avoided has this crooked bridge. And that... It's almost like one of those things you have to see exactly what it looks like to get the full picture, but I'll do the best to explain it. So it's more or less a bridge that is almost fallen over to one side, so it's at like a very severe angle. And rather than fix the bridge, they just put a wooden beam on one side. So you can either drive away all across it in one of two ways. You can put one wheel on the beam and the other wheel on the crooked bridge. Or you can drive on the crooked bridge and use the beam as like a guardrail. So hopefully you're not tap heavy if you're doing that. Okay, so we just continue off to the left here. Guess we can get fuel on the way. So that one's kind of crazy, but there are things that are much worse. Another spot on this map is... There's like a rock. Let's just imagine this is it being like an example. And the road goes up the rock. But it's just a sheer cliff face. So again, what they did is they just put what kind of looks like a bridge, but at a very, very severe angle. And the bridge goes beyond the cliff face. So Again, it's kind of hard to explain, but it just like you have to go up this really severe slope, and then once you get to the other side, you drop back down. So it's like there's just stuff like that that's just absolutely crazy. But your most common problem in Russia is just getting stuck in the really horrible mud. Like, see this road here? Like, it's really deceptive, but if I don't take this road just right, I could easily flip over. Because a lot of the roads are just at these weird angles. And there's a lot of dips. Your trucks tend to get a lot of suspension and engine damage. Because you just hit various things in the road. The trucks I'll be driving will mitigate a lot of the mud issues for this map. Like this truck, these tires I have are really amazing. Like this mud that I'm about to drive through would just end the day of most trucks. And I'm just going to drive over it. I mean, it's going to slow me down, but I'm just going to drive over it like it's nothing. Actually, where do I need to go? I'll just keep going, okay. Oh yeah, I didn't get to the fuel station yet, which is just up ahead. I'm gonna go around it a little bit though. Save myself a little heartache. But yeah, it's really recommended you go to Russia very late in the game. That way you've A, built up experience to deal with things, and B, you've built up the upgrades to be able to do it, because you really need mud tires. Off-road tires at the very least. Alright. So it should be the right up here. And then the Russian trucks have advantages because they have all-wheel drive and diff lock always on, which gives you a lot of advantages in terrain such as this. And if your truck has any weaknesses, this map will show the colors of any truck. Your truck's top heavy, has a habit of flipping over. You'll find out. If it can't hack mud, you'll find out. All right. The one thing I'm kind of torn on though. Oh. Again, forgetting that if you hold in the brakes, it makes you start reversing. Okay. If I pick up cargo here, how do I do that? Ah, okay. So I need a concrete slab. It does indeed have it. I suspected it would. Alright, let me see where I need to go now. I know I need to go to the farm. What's the best way to do it? I guess we could go up this way. And then just go up to the main road. That'd probably be the best way to do it. Is there anything I feel should be added or removed from this game? Not sure about removed. I'd have to think about that. As far as added, just more variety of stuff, more trucks, more maps. A lot of that stuff's coming. How do I get out of here? Is there more than one exit, or is just there one? It looks like there might be an exit up that way. Let's see. But a lot of that stuff's coming anyway. Oh yeah, the one thing that's coming with the new update that I'm really excited about is extra save slots. Because right now, if I wanted to start over from scratch again, I have to delete what progress I've made. Having more than one save slot is going to be a big thing. There's some minor things that I'd like them to improve. Like the quick winching, I wish it was a little smarter than it is. What else? I know there's little things. They need to fix some of the bugs, but they're trying to do that. So, alright, am I on the right road? Okay, so we just follow this main road till we get to the service hub, and I might want to get gas. But overall, I'm really pleased with this game. I guess one thing that a lot of people would want would be like traffic in the game. There's in-game reasons why there isn't traffic, but I'm indifferent on it. I don't really care either way, but it might be an interesting addition. I guess one thing that would be also pretty cool. I'm nowhere near where I need to be. There is multiplayer. Co-op. Co-op multiplayer. It's still a little buggy, and they're working those bugs out. But yeah, it's co-op multiplayer. One thing that would be cool, though, I don't know if they'll ever do it, would be maybe vehicles with treads. It wouldn't even have to be like a tank. Like, it could be something like, okay, so an example, I'd have to show you the vehicle in question, but it could be like almost like a half-track kind of thing. Yeah, half-tracks, yeah. Because there's this style of doing that where you pretty much just put like essentially what looks like a big rubber band on like your two, like for example with this truck, you'd put like this like rubber band, let's just do that, that goes from the two rear axles and kind of forms like a track. That's like a simplified description of what it's like, but I mean that's more or less the idea. And there are vehicles that have that kind of setup. And there are a couple that are in the game that probably in real life would have that kind of setup, I would imagine. I just don't know what would all be involved in programming something like that. Alright, this should be the service hub up here. At least I hope I'm... yeah, that's it. Yeah. Sure, now let's get back to finding deer trails that your truck might fit through. Well, at this point, I'm hoping to avoid as many of those as I can. I think that's kind of like the idea of this game, is you go down, like, when you first get to a map, you go down the different paths you have to go to explore it, right? But then once you... oh, wait. I forgot why I was coming here. First off, get repaired. Let's get fuel. I don't really need it, but why not? Oh, I'm just not in it. Alright. All I have to do is dip my toe in the box and it should work. There we go. Truck is fully repaired. Yeah, but once you do that exploration, and once you learn the map, you realize very quickly that all those side paths are usually very much not worth it. Only go down them when you have to. Yeah, I left a couple of trucks here, because you got the trailer store right there, so if I need trucks with trailers, that'll be these two are ready to go, more or less. Okay, and now to where do we go from here? Or we just go up straight to the main road here. This mud out here is real bad. I think it's better off to this side than going the other way. At the very least, I can grab onto the poles here if I have to. Yeah, but this truck here, the Taiga, I think is what it's called. You can get it on this map, and it's very good. So when you're first starting in Russia, hopefully you've gotten enough leveling up that you've unlocked upgrades and stuff, because it's very much required. But this truck's really, really good, so you can do a lot in Russia just with this truck. The downside is it has a shorter bed in the back. So you can't do a combination of a crane loader and like a bed. Or there'd be such a thing as hovercraft trucks or amphibious trucks. You know, I don't know a lot about the subject, but if I remember correctly, there was a transport service. I know there was one in Hong Kong that used hovercrafts. But that was like many years ago, and I think it ended up falling, like, they don't do it anymore. Well, that was under British rule that they did that. And that might have been a British thing. I don't remember the particulars, but I think that more or less didn't work out, so they kind of gave up on it. Like, hovercrafts are really hard to drive, from what I understand. And I guess they did the idea because it sounded novel, and then they realized, oh wait, this is actually not a very good idea. As far as amphibious trucks go, you know, you'd think that the APC that's in the game already... Where am I going again? Oh yeah, it's over here, okay. Probably we go up this way. And then come down this way. I guess we could have followed this road, but this looks kind of bad here, so... It's a little bit more roundabout, but we stay on main roads this way. Although I did just take some pretty severe damage from my suspension. Yeah, but you'd think that APC thing that's in the game would have some amphibious functionality, but I don't know. It doesn't work that way in the game, but in real life, the equivalent. I'm gonna assume not to the amphibious truck thing, though. Because then you could go to places of the map that the developers really don't want you to do, so... Alright. We can get fuel again. We don't really need it, but... And if I remember correctly, if you want to see one of those hovercraft things in action, you can watch the movie... Is it Rumble in the Bronx? It's a Jackie Chan movie for sure. Yeah, you just got snorkels for right now. Well, not every vehicle can do the snorkels. So... If I remember correctly, Jackie Chan broke his leg. Because there's a scene in the Rumble in the Bronx where he jumps from, I think, a bridge? It's been a long time since I've seen it. Down onto the hovercraft, and I think he breaks his leg when he does that. I could be mistaken. It's been a long time since I've seen it. Jackie Chan gets injured in a lot of his movies. If you know much about him, that's not too much of a surprise. I think there was one incident, I wish I could remember what movie it was, or I think he almost died. Because he hit his head, like, pretty badly, if I remember correctly. And they kept that scene in the movie. Of course they did. Sorry, trees. Yeah, see, this is one of the situations I wish they would improve. I wish that the truck would prioritize stable objects to winch to rather than bushes or whatever else is closest. Because it just, it's honestly frustrating. It's like, I need a winch point right now to not flip over. Oh, okay, I'll do this flimsy little bush that doesn't help at all. Now, granted, the fact that you can just instantly attach a winch cable and pull yourself along is a magic power that doesn't exist in real life, but I kind of wonder if we drove that the way we were intended to. Yeah, those moments can make for good scenes still, and it would be a waste of footage. Well, I mean, it was still a good stunt, right? I think a famous one a lot of people have seen would be Road Warrior. Of a stunt that went wrong and they kept in. So the particular, if you've not seen it, then you won't know what I'm talking about. But if you have, at the very end of the movie, there's a chase, and there's a guy on a motorcycle, and he hits something and he goes flying like end over end, and he's like flipping through the air. That wasn't supposed to happen. That was an accident. And that guy was very severely injured, but they used it. Because it looked really cool. Another one I'm aware of is Ben-Hur. With the chariot part at the... Now, that one I think is kind of steeped in some, like, rumor, so I don't know how much of it's true. Because... if I remember correctly, the actor involved in that died. But I don't know how true that is, because there's a lot of these Hollywood movies where you get these rumors about somebody in the movie dying, and then that isn't true. A good example of that is the that lady in Goldfinger with the gold paint, the myth that she died. She's still alive, or at least she was the last time I saw an interview with her. So, yeah, she didn't die, but that urban legend kind of took root, and a lot of people believed in it. So I don't know 100% with Ben-Hur if how true that is. I'd have to look it up. Yeah, okay. So we did that quest. And it's been long enough that I'm not even sure if I could describe what happened. Like what the scene is. Okay, so radioactive fossils was which one again? I know I have to deliver to there, but where do I have to grab the things? Because I could already be one of the places. Oh, okay, so it's only from here. I'm not that far away. I might want to switch to a different truck, though, because it'd be nice to try something else out. So, how about we park this guy here? Okay, so as far as what quest we're going to do, we already went over that. This one we'd have to come down, again, I'm hitting the wrong button, sorry. We'd have to come down to here to get. And there's more than one trip with that one. Because we also have to deliver one to the factory. Which factory? That one down there, the one we were at for the concrete slab. Okay. Well, there's 2 trips there, no doubt about it. And this one I need 4 of them. Well, I assume 4. I've never actually used secure containers, but if they're size 2, then there's no way for me to carry all 4. That's not possible. So, okay. Well, and then the other one we have is this wooden planks. Is there another one here? Oh, yeah, the oil, which is definitely a multi-trip thing. All right, so where do I pick the oil up? From the rail. Okay, maybe we do this one. Because the other one, the wood plank one, that one, we'd have to get the wood from the sawmill. Whereas if we get a new truck, we're right where we need to be for this. So I'm going to go ahead and accept this. And because it's multiple trips, that's fine. That gives us multiple opportunities to try out different vehicles. So, okay, we've determined what we're going to cover. Let's go ahead and grab ourselves a new truck. So what do we want to buy? So anything that doesn't have a check mark, I have not already purchased, except for the scout vehicles. I've tried all those, and there's one truck that I have purchased and tried, and I even showed that one on stream. That's this guy here, the ZIKZ. Tried this one, so... Anything else, though, is fair game. So switchable, always on, always on. Oh, I already have that one. Always on, always on. This one's tempting. It's fairly affordable for a Russian truck. Many of these Russian trucks are quite expensive. Now, I'll think about that one. Let's see what else we got that I haven't purchased. So these guys are really expensive. Maybe this one. Let's do the cheap one first. We'll go up in price. So it was this guy. And then the other cheap one's this guy, but it does not have always on all-wheel drive and diff lock, which I prefer. Well, this one does. So let's read the description real quick. This 6x6 dual-purpose heavy logistics truck was put into production in the late 70s and is still being manufactured today, albeit in a more modern configuration. No longer strictly limited to military duty, this vehicle can fit any role, from troop transport to mobile crane or crane cargo carrier, has the power and fuel reserve to do it all. Okay, if it says so, let's purchase it. Yeah, purchase and deploy is fine. Alright, let's customize it. Starting off, I see no reason why not to buy the best engine. Unfortunately, that engine is quite expensive. I mean, other than fuel consumption. What is the fuel amount? 250. So, that's alright, I guess. Alright, we'll sell the old engine. Get a little bit of money back. Okay. I'm going to keep balanced gearbox with always on diff lock. I don't feel like there's a reason to do that. We don't have the race suspension. This is another thing that's probably on the new map. So that is interesting. Because that means it's going to limit what tires we can choose. Well, there's not a whole lot we can do about that. Maybe this wasn't the best first choice. Well, we can make do with it. A little unfortunate we don't get the all choices here. Alright. What mud tires do I like? I kind of like these ones because they've got... I'd have to look at it in profile. I'd say it's between these two. Which one looks wider? I feel like number 2... is slightly wider. It's really hard to tell, though. I guess I'll go with number 3. It costs more. It must be better, right? Okay. We'll keep it stock on the winch. It has to prove itself to earn the winch. Spare wheel, no thanks. Okay. We'll just put a traditional flatbed on it. I've got several spares. I pulled a lot of the flatbeds off the American trucks because I knew I'd be over here. Snorkel. What does the truck look like naturally? So it has nothing off to one side. All right. Let's see what the choices are. So we've got short round cap and then the wedge cap. I mean, obviously this one's going to be better. But I also am going to go off of, you know, how it looks. Yeah, it looks all right, the wedge cap. We'll go with that. Okay, exhaust. So default, there's nothing that I can see as far as the exhaust, so it probably empties out at the bottom. Let's see if we can even see it. I see where the muffler is. So it's possible, yeah, it just dumps out right there. Okay. So what other choices we got? We got slant cut, muzzle, stock. I kind of like the slant cut. That looks cool. Go with that. These are entirely aesthetic choices. They're not going to improve the performance of the truck in any way. Okay, so no on the beacons, no on the air conditioner, twin horns, searchlight. Okay, rooftop. Okay, that or that? Yeah, that. Go with that. I definitely like my beacons because it really does help when you're driving around at night. Okay. I think any further upgrades this thing has to earn. It has to prove that it's going to be worth it. So, let's just take a look at the rims. Yeah, I'm going to go with the more normal-ish looking rims. We'll go with that. Okay, paint job. I don't mind the orange and black with a little bit of white accent. That one's... There's not enough variation in the blues. Kind of lose the different colors to me. That's okay. It looks a little Mad Maxy. That's hideous, but I love it. And green and white. We gotta go with the hideous. Okay. Alright, so we need to go to... We'll use the lights for now. Okay, so rail station first. We're picking up oil. If I brought a trailer with me, we'd be able to do this in one trip. But what's the fun in that? This truck seems fairly speedy. We'll have to see how it does off-road. Oil barrels. Okay, so cargo containers come from here. That might be something we have to worry about later. I haven't paid attention to the fuel consumption yet. It looks quite bad. It could be worse. We're not really getting that high into the double digits. Maybe 12 or so is as high as it gets. That's not amazing, but I've seen far worse. Okay, it handled this bed okay. Alright. Let's plan the rest of our route. So let's turn off the engine so we're not wasting fuel, because we might have a trip here. I have to come back and forth no matter what I do here, because the oil, as far as I can see, only comes from that one source. So I think village first, because we can just follow the road and then come down here. So like that. I'll probably do it. We will get an opportunity to see how good this thing performs in mud, because there is some pretty bad mud on that road I'm going to go down. And I might stop to get fuel there too. So it's not a bad way to go. Ow. I don't even know what I hit there. That's one of the things you oftentimes find yourself saying in this map. What just happened? Why did I just take huge amounts of suspension and tire damage? I don't know. See there again. Might have been a rock I hit. In some ways, driving on the paved road can beat up your truck more than anything. I mean, look at how many rocks there are on this road. It's crazy. And then the roads themselves are full of potholes and stuff. Especially at night, you can't really see. I'm pretty sure that was just a pothole. There's another one. But we have a suspension left. And it's so, like, almost like luck-driven on these roads on whether or not you're going to take much damage. Because there have been times I've driven down this road where I barely take any suspension damage, and then there's times like this where I've almost, like, I'm more than quarter wrecked my suspension and I've barely even gone anywhere. So you kind of just have to live with that and the nature of this map. You're just going to take suspension damage, and there's oftentimes not a whole lot you can do about it. Other than driving really, really slow, but who's got the time for that? Okay, that one I saw. It was a pothole. Yeah, so now this is why we're going to the service station. Because I've almost broken my suspension. And this map is the one map I would say having a spare wheel on your trucks actually makes a lot of sense. Okay, so not quite as good as our previous truck. I think I'm going to advance time here, because it's a lot better if you guys can see what's going on, especially when we're stuck in mud. Put it in a low range, fix that problem, no real issue. Yeah, so far I'm pleased with this truck. As far as my impression of the Russian trucks so far, they all seem to be fairly good, with maybe a couple exceptions. And when I say fairly good, I mean some of the best trucks in the game. For me, though, I feel like they lack individuality. Like the American trucks, they have more character to them. Whereas the Russian trucks, I almost get confused on which one's which. Alright, we don't need low range anymore. Guess we'll get the fuel first. There's a few that do stand out, but probably doesn't help that their names don't really stand out either. It's like a brand name, then a series of numbers. Okay. Like, for example, this truck. What was it called again? It's a Voron AE4380. Wow, that just sticks out in my mind. Taiga 6436, Azov 5319, Step 310E. Voron, so this is a different Voron. Voron D53233. I'm sorry, but these are not memorable names to me. So even if the truck itself is memorable, I have a hard time. Like, if you asked me, what truck are you driving? I'd be like, And just saying it's a Voron doesn't work because there's several Voron trucks. Actually, do I want to go this way? I could, but if I'm going down to the village, probably would even make sense just to go back the way, go to the other side. And this truck here looks a lot to like that Taiga truck we were just in. It's longer, so I suspect it will be able to have a crane plus a bed, which is a nice advantage. They drive differently, but they look kind of similar. So I don't know. I mean, maybe it's national pride, but I tend to prefer the American trucks. But we're gonna play the Russian trucks on the Russian map and have fun with it. But I will admit that the Russian trucks are probably the best trucks in the game, from a standpoint of what you're required to do in the game. Alright. Yeah, just keep going on this road. We'll be fine. Now, I do know that many of the trucks in this game are based off of real trucks. And many of the American trucks, well, they're not just based, they're actually named after a specific truck. But from what I understand, I'm not an expert of Russian trucks, but most of, if not all of the Russian trucks are based off of real trucks, but they're not named the things the real trucks are named. So maybe the real trucks have better names, but I don't know how true that is. As I said, I'm not an expert on Russian trucks. I almost know nothing about them. Yeah, that ditch almost... And a truck that was a little bit more flip prone, I think we would have been in trouble. Also, they're really expensive, these Russian trucks, so it's hard to buy very many of them. Because it took me quite a while to raise that money that I have. And I already, even though I bought the cheapest truck available, I don't think I could afford another one. Okay, so we have another location where I only need one. Maybe I didn't do this the most well thought out. I should have done it from that perspective, because now I have to drive all the way over to the farm. If I just gone to the factory, we'd be done right now. Whoops. Oh well. We would have had to have done this trip eventually, so... Alright, back the way we came is probably the most efficient route. Unless we want to really test this thing and go more direct route. Alright. Let's see what direct route we got. What would be the most direct route there? Probably this way. Okay. So we just follow this road until we get here. I've been this way. I know this is probably not a good idea, but... See, this is one of those situations where how much time do you really save yourself? Because this is the most direct route, but how much harder would it be to just go this way and then go on the road and then come this way and go on the road? It's not really all that much more distance, but we're going to do the most direct route. So I'll just do that to remind myself which way we're going. And then here, there's a turn off, which might not be easy for me to see. We're going to go there. And then again, try and remind myself where we need to be. I'm going to go here, there. Then we're at the farm at that point. Okay. Here we go. So I'm going to highlight, this is a bad idea. What I'm about to do. I purposely drove through the heart of that mud just to see what would happen with this truck, how it would handle it. Okay. We're going to have to keep an eye on this road a little bit more. Like, that ditch almost cost us last time, so we'll go up top here. Yeah, so this truck's quite good. It'd be nice to have the race suspension, but there's no way of me doing that until they add the new map. So after this trip, I'll probably stop using this truck. Because as much as I like it, and I think it's a very good truck, the fact that we can't see its full potential, I think we're gonna move on. The question is, how much money am I gonna have? I have 64,000. I spent 100 grand on this one truck. I might have to sell something, which I really don't want to do. We could just sell this truck if we want to wait on it to being its full potential. I guess I'll do that. I'll sell some of the upgrades I got just in case, because there are some upgrades that, from what I've heard, you don't get the value of when you sell, so we would actually lose money just selling it straight up. Okay. That is not an easy turnoff to see. I'm glad I marked that. Okay. So this is going to be a highlight why you don't take the most direct approach sometimes. Although I suspect this truck will do okay. Then again, it may not. I don't like the look of that at all. F that. Yeah, no thanks. Okay, so we're gonna have perilous cliffs here in a bit. Oh boy, did you see that? Not only was it a dip, it changed direction quite severely. Yeah, I'm gritting my teeth here. This is... it's getting worse. We're gonna have to go very slow in some spots. And then you never really can tell with these rocks how they're gonna behave. We might get wedged here. Okay. Just don't watch how much smoke we're belching into the atmosphere doing this. And almost all of this is done at an angle towards the downhill. So if you flip, it's not going to be a good time. I mean, this is showing how capable this truck is. See, this is the kind of thing, though, where it makes me feel bad if I went to sell this. Because that just did that job really well. I honestly think this is one of my favorite Russian trucks so far. It's very capable. It has some problems with the size of the fuel tank, but that's not too bad. So we have to drive this way now, which again is not a very obvious path. All right, this frightens me a little. We might have to go in the low range here. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. We'll see if we can handle it without using the winch, but looking somewhat dicey. Looks like we're gonna make it. We might have enough traction. Well, I was about to say we might have enough traction to go out of low range, but then we just sank really far into mud. Okay, we're good now. Yeah, this is some pretty bad mud. Oh, I'd say that was flying colors as this thing just passed with. Ow. I might end up selling the Step 310. If I remember correctly of the trucks that I have, that's the one that impressed me the least. I think we hold on to this one because I think I'm going to have a hard time remembering how much I liked it if I sell it. As I said, the names of these trucks are not very memorable. The only thing I liked about the Step 310, I think, was his paint job. If I remember correctly. Got a nice creamsicle thing going. Orange and white. Alright. We made it! Again, I recommend you don't do that. But for the sake of fun and testing the truck out, we did it. I don't know where I left the Step 310. Okay.